in college, some roommates and I, tried a couple different ventures, and nothing really ever to write home about by any means. But one of them was a web hosting company that was in existence until just a few years ago. So that was a fun experience, and really kind of got my feet wet as far as the technology side of things. But I always kind of had these projects. One of these projects, shortly after college, was taking soundtracks from extreme sports films and finding the songs, albums, and the sections they were from, and listing them all out on a series of websites. So, Warren Miller releases a new ski film every year, 50 some odd songs. The song you really like with whatever your favorite skier is, you go to the website, you find it, you click on it, and those were all iTunes and Amazon links. So worked on that for a little bit. It was cool. It was one of the first web projects I did that actually started generating some revenue, and became, as a, just out of college kid, being a bum, it worked out real well. It bought me a season pass and some new skis, and etc. But what I found when I was diving into that is essentially the problem that we're solving now, is that I was having this great exponential growth, but I was having very linear revenue growth. I couldn't figure out why, with so much more traffic coming to the site, I wasn't seeing more money. Then realized that all my links were specifically going to the U.S. store for both iTunes and Amazon, and this great international traffic I had was from Amazon, or sorry, from the international avenues that just weren't converting. There was no money there because I kept sending to the U.S. and they wouldn't convert. So started poking at that, started working on that. Ended up writing a book about kind of just what I found about the iTunes affiliate side of things. So after I wrote that book, working on the project, again, you have to remember this is shortly after college. I'm a bum. I spend my summers in Colorado as a raft guide, my winters in Costa Rica as a raft guide, and then fall and spring is kind of my geek time. So I'm just kind of poking around, learning slowly what's going on. Write this book about it, send it off to Apple, this contact I found, and shortly afterwards got a cease and desist letter. There was no way they were going to let someone that they'd never even heard of publish a book about their affiliate program. So hopped on the phone with this woman that was managing the program. The first 30 seconds were very civil and polite, but then she started screaming at me. I definitely started screaming back. But at the end of it, we resolved, 45 minutes later, that okay, maybe there is some information here that's worth seeing. Give them some time to review it, and then they'll go from there. So awesome for me. I now had Apple reviewing my book. Good for them. Their program had zero documentation, which is why I had to go and write the thing in the first place. Long story short, they then offered me a job to manage their affiliate program. So, back to your original question, had a few minor projects beforehand, ended up, getting really interested about a subject, researched the crap out of it, figured out some challenges with it, started to build out GeoRiot, but wrote this book, sent it to them, they offered me a job. So I went from raft guide bum to working in, having a cubicle and a commute and a healthy salary, and moving to California to work at Apple and manage their affiliate program. So it was a very crazy experience to go from that. So gave that a couple years and realized that what I was doing for Apple, it's helping them expand their program and grow it, was awesome. But fundamentally, there were these challenges, these what we call geofragmentation challenges. You're continuing to get users that are clicking on links and not getting the user experience they need. Again, someone from Germany going to the U.S. iTunes store and getting error messages, and that was obscene to me.
What was that aha moment? Because like you're just talking about it now, what specifically happened that kind of made you say, okay, I need to solve this problem? Like, was there a particular transaction or something that kind of really stood out?
So it was really kind of before the Apple days when seeing that exponential growth on the website and seeing that linear growth of revenue and why, and then realizing, oh, that exponential growth is my international traffic. I'm not monetizing my international traffic. Something needs to happen, and that was the big moment. And that was a cold morning in Denver, Colorado, walking to the coffee shop to start geeking for a few, and had to sit down and think about that for a few, and then started making some calls, and ended up calling my business partner from college, and we talked about it for a few minutes. Like, oh, well, we should try this, and that was the aha moment. I remember it very distinctively.